Greetings and welcome to Father Kevin's Corner. I'm Father Kevin. Here's my corner. It's great to be with you today to reflect upon some very important issues, points in our lives. You know, how do we find joy and hope in a time of suffering and trial? I don't know the answers to those questions, but I like to be example of somebody who does find joy and hope of God in your life and in my life. So I try to reach out to different people who are examples of hope for me. Here's a picture that I have of Sister Thea Bauman. Sister Thea Bauman is a woman who lived her life until her death as a woman of joy and hope in the midst of communities where there was a lot of suffering and pain and oppression. She was a voice of hope. She sang with the people, she prayed with the people, and I only wish that I could have been part of her life. How are you part of other people's lives? How are you part of that joy and hope in the midst of the suffering? You know, today we have the coronavirus. These days we have injustice and suffering because of oppression. Oftentimes in our faith community, we have an experience of Jesus on his way of the cross towards his death so that he can bring us new life. When I think about the suffering and death of Jesus, I get overwhelmed with the pain and agony that exists. But I forget to notice how Jesus is walking with the people while he's carrying his cross, while he's responding to Pilate and Herod and Caiaphas. He's trying to serve the people. His concern and care for the women of Jerusalem, his love for Veronica, his care for his mom and for Simon. So many people, even the people he was on the cross with, forgiving them and caring for them, forgiving the people who crucified him. Father, forgive them, they know not what they do. In our sinfulness, is it our choice to bring about suffering and pain for ourselves? Our God, as part of the journey with us, helps remind us that there's hope, that there is love, that there can be joy that carries us out of what is hard. When you walk into the valley of death, remember, God is with us, carrying us. Psalm 23 is the Psalm of the Good Shepherd that reminds us that his love for us overflows. Our cup overflows because of God's journeying with us, walking with us, loving with us. St. Ignatius of Loyola encourages us to find God in all things. We find the joy and the hope of God even in those times that are hard, even in those times that are painful, even when our friends or our family are struggling. God walks with us because he knows what it's like to be in pain. He knows what it's like to suffer as we do, with a hope for the resurrected life that will bring the newness of hope and joy all the time. May you remember joy and hope each and every step of your life. Find God in all things, not just some things, not just where you want him, but God is in all things. Let's try to celebrate that this week. God bless you.